Big time combos about issues facing singles today. It's the TBD podcast. Welcome back to another episode of TBD, To Be Determined podcast. I'm Brian. This is Isaiah, and we got Shannon right over here. Another hot topic that's going to cover some Christian singleness and what really affects us on a daily basis, whether it be relationships, whether it be other aspects that we just approach life with. But before we get into today's podcast, guys, how your day's doing? First of all, before I say how your day's doing, bruh, I wish we had a cam that would move down here. Look at this right here. My man, soft soul, no socks,
Gross.
South Beach.
Whatever. I'm a hater.
South Beach, Jacksonville.
Let me see.
You clean, man?
I'm trying to get it like I live.
Huh?
What?
You clean.
Off the clearance right, get it like I live.
Ross,
Yes.
Marshalls,
Preach it.
TJ Maxx.
You know it.
Won't you tease me with a good time out here?
That was so ridiculous.
And he's straight to the clearance.
Oh yeah.
How's your week been, guys?
Well, I had a great week. Since Shannon want to hesitate, I had a great week. I just came from my first Toastmasters
okay.
Meeting, and I did. They said I did well.
You haven't made an argument?
No, it's since I was a guest, they asked me to do an impromptu speech on the truth, and I had an opportunity to use a Good Times reference and a Farmer and Adele reference, and it went over amazingly.
Oh, they loved that.
They loved that.
I bet they
Pulled
did.
some cultural stuff up in there.
Uh-huh.
Some of your culture in there.
Yeah. Snuck
Good
the
time.
gospel. Not really. I didn't give them the gospel. I gave them something.
I know guys looking at you like, now, hold on now. Let me shut this whole podcast episode down.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. How long was the speech?
It was.
Or it had to be.
It had to be no less than a minute, but no more than no less than a minute, no more than 2 minutes. So, I say, they say, did you rehearse that? Did you already know? Like, I'm always running dialogue in my head. So I started it off by like, truth is a lot like cheese. Let me explain. It's a story. I mean, it's a childhood song that goes to Farmer and Adele. The farmer takes a wife, and by the end of it, it says the cheese stands alone. So the truth is like like cheese. It needs nothing else. It stands alone. You can't defute it. You can't debate it. It only can be discovered. And I went from there. It was.
You know Isaiah has said that before.
I mean, but they don't know that.
So this is just really, it's not Toastmasters for you. It's really just another stage.
So you like prepping, though.
be-
So you do like preparing.
I stay prepped.
Way in advance. You do like prepping.
I'm the Batman of public speaking, where everybody
Then
trying
why are
to
you going to Toastmasters?
to show everybody else I'm ready.
You got to invite the rest of your podcast crew out there sometime, man. We'll watch you work or whatever.
Yes,
However that works. I don't know.
I'm trying to sharpen
you
my
cook.
tool, Shannon.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
For his
Excuse me.
future wife.
Amen.
By the way, Isaiah, you may want to go down the street. What's this, Kings? What are we on? What street is this on?
East Bay. We're
East
West
Bay?
Bay. We're West Bay. Is it
Okay.
West East Bay?
Go east on West Bay
I seen him.
towards Daly's place.
I seen him.
A whole gaggle.
If that's what you like.
A whole. That's what it. If.
I-
Shannon, how's your week been?
My week was pretty good. I'm preparing for my new job that's coming up pretty soon. So I'm excited about that. Wrapping up the old, going into the new. So that's good. Nothing as exciting as Isaiah's week, of course, but that's where I am. Excited about working from home.
Oh, you
instead of
didn't tell
having
me
to go-
that.
Yeah, so that's really good. That was one of the deciding factors in taking the job was being able to work from home indefinitely.
So when I call, I need you to pick up.
I'm in a meeting. It is not about you.
Sometimes
at
it
all.
is.
Whatever. Those robocalls. You know what Isaiah does, Brian? This is what he does. If you
uh,
don't pick up the first time,
yeah.
he hangs up. He won't leave a message. He'll start calling you again.
Yeah.
I had to train him.
He'll
But
be
I just won't pick
frustrated.
up. Yeah.
You're just gonna be frustrated.
I mean, I will put that on mute so fast.
Works with a lot of
Like I'm in
people,
a
I bet.
meeting.
Shannon, I thank God for Shannon for that. She broke me out of robocalling. 'Cause I used to, when I first met her, and I called her. I'm like, I know she's there, and then I called like 10 times back to back. I'm like, oh, she's not answering me.
Mm-hmm. So you know what he does now? He'll call and then he'll text and be like, whatever ridiculous thing.
wow.
And then I'll call and be like, I was doing something. He'll be like, hey, Shannon, praise the Lord.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, passive aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it probably works with a lot of people if you still do that. Yeah, just text me. Just text me first. Like always. Like never call. Unless
Isaiah
there's
said
an
you don't pick
absolute
up your
emergency.
phone.
Well, probably not. But if you text, eventually I get around to that. You get more success with me texting than you do calling.
Yeah.
I think we all can admit
Yeah.
that. Just call. Just don't call me.
Same for me.
Just text it, and I'll make the decision. Because see, if you do call me 10 times in a row, I'm gonna think there is an emergency by the time I do pick up.
Yeah.
And when it's not an emergency, okay,
Right.
not that time, but the next time,
You cried wolf.
be like,
You so cried wolf.
he is lounging somewhere in his South Beach Miami
Yes.
suit on a yacht with a gaggle of country music lovers.
Oh man. Okay, but I'm growing.
Yeah, you are, man. You're a star. You're a growing star. But I want to transition, right?
Mhm.
The same way that I let somebody come into my life and they did me right by starting these locks, right?
Mhm.
It's the right person. What if someone that came in and jacked my head up? What if they did it wrong? What if they had to cut all my hair off because they messed it up or my scalp was just messed up right now? That'd be deemed the wrong person, right?
Yeah.
I would call that the wrong person.
Yeah.
For sure.
As-
Mhm.
At least for that task.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For that task.
So let's go on a bigger scale. Do you think that God brings the wrong people into your life for a purpose, for a reason, for no reason? But do you think that God systematically, purposefully brings that wrong person into your life?
That's a good one. What you say, Shannon?
It's a good one. But before, because actually I know you want me to answer first so that you can bounce off of it and try to be witty. and
Counterpunch.
whatever. Yeah,
Counterpuncher.
exactly.
I like
I
it.
know that's what you really
Why
want.
You just can't let me
because
be me?
I know you. But see, you didn't refute it. You didn't refute it.
I don't know what I'm doing.
But I was thinking about this. Seriously. So I was doing, because I'm the data person. I don't know if you guys know this. I'm the data person. So I was looking up this topic. This one's kind of hard to, find data for, because it's kind of a mushy kind of topic. Because the wrong person comes in all different forms. It doesn't just have to be somebody that you're dating. It could be somebody that you're in business with. It could be, somebody that you're friends with. There could be like a wrong scenario. And so I said, okay, I'm going to start with, how many people feel like they married the wrong person. So I found this study is really interesting. And this author actually did an article in the Huffington Post, because she was all, "Are you falling asleep?" Because it's really interesting.
No, I'm listening.
It's actually
Shannon.
really
I'm just saying
good.
he adjusted. I thought it was like
Yeah, like he was about to fall asleep. But I had to set it up because we have to give this author credit.
The setup
But
is longer
anyway.
than the punchline.
Whatever.
You say, do you guys set it up?
Just say it.
Oh my goodness!
Do
He
you
said,
know
carry a pigeon.
that 30% of women that she surveyed, 30%, she surveyed 1,000 women. This author who wrote this book, How Not to Marry the Wrong Person, 30% of 1,000 women, how many is that? 300, right?
Mm-hmm.
Said that they knew they were marrying the wrong person.
That seems low to me.
Really? Oh, those are the people that
Women?
Yeah,
That seems low.
she just didn't get to men, but she started with women. But
That number would always be lower in men.
do you
I'm
think
not
so?
a betting man. Don't bet. Gotta tell you, wouldn't feel like a bet. I'd put money down because I'd be like, this isn't a bet. Yeah. I feel like more women would ultimately say that, yeah, I knew from the jump at the beginning, day one of the marriage, that this wasn't the right person. That number seems low, 300, 30%.
Wow.
I would guess more 50%.
Really?
Well, when you get to the fact that 70 to 80% of women, you know that stat,
About who's the
initiate
ones who file
divorce.
for divorce, yeah.
For whatever reason, they jump to it a lot sooner than men. Yeah, I was like, yeah.
They
I
had
think
some
that
valid
number-
reasons for, still going through with the marriage.
Well, yeah.
But
Like what, though? I'm sorry.
well, no, like age. Marriage will make the relationship better. It's my last chance to get married. That's real. If it doesn't work out, I can always get a divorce. That's some of the
You
rationale.
sure
too.
can. You sure can get a divorce and cash out.
Well, that's
Like them
becoming harder
tickets
and
at
harder.
Dave and Buster's. Yeah, I know. It's harder, ain't it?
Yeah, it's getting harder for women to cash out.
Hey, when you the bank, who you cashing out to? Wall Street? Let me cash out. Fellas, kings. Let's cash out, kings. Cash out,
cashing
kings.
out. Really? Is that wow?
You with me, Isaiah?
I'm with you.
Cash out, kings.
That sounds
Cash
like a
out.
side piece song. Cash out
King.
King.
Whatever it is, make sure that direct deposit hit every 2 weeks.
Wow,
Or I'll call my
really?
lawyer and you gonna pay them lawyer fees. I'm jumping off. So, you guys
That's so
got it.
outrageous.
I want to say women are more prone to think they married the wrong person because men always aim outside their league. I'm always aiming like I'm always trying to aim for the fences. You know, I'm trying to go outside like a woman I don't deserve. That's who I want.
That's interesting.
So when I,
Do you feel like you're most men? Do you feel like you think like most men?
no, I don't think like I think like me.
A woman you don't deserve. What does that
I mean,
mean?
a woman outside your league.
Like, what does that mean?
Like a woman.
Like looks wise?
No, like a
Like
woman that you
money-wise?
say, man, I don't. How did I get her? When everybody see her, they're like, how did you get her? That kind of woman.
That's what you want.
That's what I want.
Is that what you want?
I've made a shift in thinking, not because of recent years of watching, YouTube videos, but I made that shift thinking like probably easily like a decade ago. Like I can't think like that now. I can't think like I want people to look at them and be like, look at me and my wife and be like, how'd you get her?
No, I don't
Like,
want. I don't care what other people think, but in my own heart, I'm like, man, the Lord really blessed me.
That's different than how did you get her?
Yeah.
I
it
mean,
is.
I want that too. But
I
I'm
mean-
not over here like she sold me. How did I get you? Like what?
I want to be like, this is a true blessing of the Lord. This is not a work of my flesh. Is that spiritual enough for y'all?
Yeah, but do you think that kind of fuels entitlement in like the women that you date?
No, they don't know.
Oh.
I don't tell them. I know that much. You don't tell them. Well, you outside my league. How did I get you?
You're the head cheerleader.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Oh boss.
Yeah, I ain't shucking and jiving for these women. But in my heart of hearts, I'm
The
like,
shoes
man,
are
the
soft.
Lord really blessed me. Yeah. Not like, man, I can do that on a Wednesday. Man, that ain't nothing. This a Wednesday pool.
And
This a midweek pool.
Afternoon pool.
Afternoon pool.
Not even after 7.
This
It's like
is,
3:45.
I'm in Publix getting chicken tender pool.
You know what I mean?
I feel like
Matter of fact, get out my
Isaiah-
face.
Really?
I'm disgusted. Now I'm disgusted with myself, with Publix. Not these chicken tenders though. Not these chicken
Yeah.
tenders.
What is that about that smell that you can smell it in the parking lot as you're walking up? It's just demonic. But Isaiah, so then really, well, I mean, okay, so,
Tongue in cheek.
but what do you think? Do you think that, I know we have talked about this before, but we never really landed anywhere. Like, what do you think? Do you think that God brings the wrong people into your life, like on purpose?
Really. If God bring it into your life, it's not the wrong people, but how you appropriate that person in your life could be inappropriate. Let me explain. It is a girl that everybody know I used to like back in the day when we was going to church together in the same small group. Oh man, I thought she was the one, but oh man, I was so lame pursuing her, and I feel like, man, I'm so glad I got this lame. Like God had me experience that the lameness I showed in pursuing her to get it out my system. Where going forward, I know not to be so lame, not to be so, stupid about it.
So God used it? Are you saying that God used it in your?
I think our paths were crossed for a reason,
Mm-hmm.
but I think I shouldn't fail so hard for her. For example, she went on a missions trip, and we evangelicals always say something magical happens to him while you're on a missions trip. You hear from God better, or when you always come back like, yes, I came to help the poor people, but God
Couldn't
done
help
something
me.
in me.
Uh-huh.
You know that
Yeah.
testimony.
Uh-huh.
So she told me, I'm gonna go on this mission trip. I'm gonna try to hear from God, and whether we should continue dating or not. So she went on a mission trip. She came back, and she said, "Well, he didn't say no." I'm like,
And Isaiah's like, when?
Yes, I'm like,
Well,
got him.
You take the wins where you can
That's one win. I'm like, I should have put it on pause. I'm like, well, we should have wait till we hear something,
Do you
But-
feel like that has something to do with your self-worth, though?
What do you mean by that? Elaborate.
Like, self-worth. Like, you didn't think, you were like, okay, I want this person so much. Because I feel like that's disrespectful to come back and be like, not have a yes or no.
He didn't
But it'd
say
be
no.
like, yeah, he didn't say no.
Corny.
That didn't feel like
So
somebody
corny.
really wants you,
Yeah, but at that time, I was like, I didn't know any better. I thought it was like the last train leaving the station.
Oh, like
got
this
you.
right here that says it was my last chance to get married and no one else will come along. Or at least no one else that good.
Yeah, so I was like, let's go for it. Even against my best judgment and wisdom, I'm like, let's try it.
Yeah.
I should have been like, you know what? Let's put a pause on that, and then let's see what happens. But
The amount of respect that would have been garnered there. And not that you would be doing it for that. You're doing it because you wanted to do God's will. You want God's
Yeah.
will for your life. But the amount of respect just alone that would have been garnered from that,
yeah,
I think would have done wonders for whatever might have played out afterwards. Can I just say, hold your point, but can I just say this? You're right. We do know who you're talking about. I wanted you to be happy. I wanted God's will for your life. You seem like this would make you happy. I'm so glad that didn't work out. It was devastating to a certain degree, for your friends to see when
Yes.
it didn't work out, when it didn't work out. But I'm so glad. In the sense of, I think ultimately, I didn't hear from God on the mission trip about this. I think you would have ended up not being happy
yes.
Mhm.
for a
You would have
multitude
been
of
in this
reasons.
statistic.
For a
You're in
multitude
the
of
wrong
reasons.
person.
But the reason I brought up this question,
Uh-huh.
not that I say I authored the question, well, I think I did, but
There you go. Talk that talk, man.
You did. You take credit for everything.
no,
Go
the
ahead.
Holy Spirit. I'm a vessel. The Lord uses
You
me.
just said that you're the one who thought of the question.
It was a friend of ours that told me, we was in a singles group together, and my female friends was telling me who they're dating and whatnot. We'd share stories, and she showed me a picture of this guy. She was telling me, I'm kind of into him, I'm kind of not. She said she doesn't really like his face, but he's a nice guy. He had a dolphin forehead, like a big bulbous forehead, look like a porpoise kind of forehead.
Do we know this person?
No, it wasn't
Oh.
in our circle.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of people got that. You like, I know that, but no, no. This person, he wasn't in our circle, but he had like a
Yeah, so
bulbous
you a
kind of
manatee.
forehead.
Manatee family.
Really?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And so
Yeah.
she, every week she'd give me updates, and then she said, I just can't do it. And she said, and then she told me, I just think the Lord brought him in my life to show me something. I'm like, I think that was a cop out. I think that was.
So she gave him a chance, though.
She gave him a chance.
Okay.
But she
Yeah.
couldn't get past the.
For whatever reason, I forgot. It was so many years ago. She said it didn't work out, and I think the Lord brought him in my life to teach me something.
I don't think that bugs me too much. I don't think that bugs me at all.
She gave it a shot? Is that
yeah,
why?
Yeah, I don't know the particulars, and I don't
Yeah.
know how much of a shot that she gave, but just based off of what Isaiah just shared, I don't think that bugs me. Like, if you give something a chance, especially, it sounds like she wasn't attracted to him, at
Yeah.
least, in the face. And you're just like, I can't get past it. And she gave it an honest shot. Like, what else can I do? I'm not going to just force you to be like,
Right.
you got to do this right here. But
Right.
My problem is, don't put it on God though. Don't say the Lord
Mhm.
brought him in my life, teach you a lesson. Like, no, I gave him a shot, it didn't work out.
Mhm.
I don't think it had anything with God ordaining this man to be in your life. I
Right.
think maybe they're just supposed to be friends. But in the failure of a relationship, God showed her something about herself.
can I ask you something on your holy scale?
Yeah,
Holy scale.
holy scale.
Did she have any right on her holy scale, face-wise, to be complaining about somebody's porpoise
See,
face?
okay, really?
I mean,
No,
can I
nah,
be
because
honest?
hold on. No. Let me go back over here real quick, yeah, and be honest, okay? Don't lie. We don't want any lies on here, okay?
Oh yeah.
How many times you been with your friends? You, huh? And don't forget now, I done sat in on some stuff, huh? Some stuff that they knew that I sat in on and heard y'all just talk real free. That's a nice way I can package it.
Before you
and look
said
for some
reckless.
involved. Yeah, I know when I was trying to be
but
polite and talk real free about aesthetics and how and almost with a how dare tone. No, the how dare tone is there. You almost said how dare he.
How dare he approach me? That's what Shannon. That's where you at with that.
So
I would never say anything like that. You guys have seen who I've liked
Hey.
in the past, so
I'm with you. So yeah, I'm asking that question because I think it's a valid question right there.
did she have the right?
Does she have the right? If I go and I go to some, I don't know, pick a supermodel. I don't know any of them. You pick one that the world would be like, you know what? Wow. You know, Christian, non-Christian, dude, women, you know, all looking and be like, wow. And if I went up there as is and was just like, but that mole right there, okay? I mean, instinctively, even though I'm your brother, you'd be like, you know, maybe you should let that one slide, bro, because you're not even, but even when you South Beach suit over here cleaned up, I mean that as a compliment. I'm just saying, it's a compliment.
As a compliment.
Yeah, it's a compliment. You know, that's the model suits right there. Isaiah's a model, just in case you don't know.
I'm just saying it's looking a little tight right
Don't
there.
fix it. Don't look at it.
Well, he said he at the gym. He like,
Oh,
what you
is
want
that
me
what
to do?
it is? He's just
He
like
said, blame
bulking
the
up?
weights. But you see my
Don't roll
point.
your ass at my suit.
There's
Okay,
a-
go ahead.
There's an element of, okay, like, you know, knock it off. You're not that
not
that
that
guy.
hot.
Yeah, you're not that guy. Don't overestimate yourself. So Isaiah, you said, did you want did you want me to be honest? Other way around.
I'm gonna be honest.
Be honest.
I'm gonna be honest.
Uh-huh.
Oh man. I believe every woman's a 10, just not to me.
I can't.
no.
I'm
listen
gonna
to
get up
this.
and walk out.
So I'm going to tell you, and then because I've been over talking both of these guys, and I got to let them, you know, do their shine, because that's what y'all want to hear. That means, though, if we edit it on the video down here, that means Isaiah is saying she had no right to be in the least bit disgusted or not attracted to the dude that, you know, represented the porpoises or whatever. What'd you call it? Porpoise face? Porpoise man? What'd you
Porpoise
call-
forehead.
Porpoise
Go
forehead?
ahead. I don't.
He said he
judge-
had a bulbous forehead.
Bulbous manatee.
I don't judge men for number one. I'm of that stock.
But you said he had a bulbous.
Can I say what I have to say?
Okay.
Every woman's a 10, because if you go to OnlyFans, they're all mixing models, and I don't go to OnlyFans.
I was gonna say, how you know about
No, dog.
OnlyFans?
If you go to OnlyFans, don't look over here. You see, I'm looking at the camera. I couldn't even co-sign it. He's talking about if you go to OnlyFans.
know,
I'm like,
Stop
I'm
telling on yourself.
somebody.
Stop telling on yourself.
Okay.
someone said,
Well,
all
all
right.
I'm saying is it's a market out there for bad body people. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're 10 in somebody's eyes.
Saying body shapes, whether it be pear, Coke bottle,
Yeah.
square, SpongeBob,
Whatever you shape like.
loaf of bread,
Some people like
couch,
some people like women to shape like little
Ramada Inn.
linebackers.
Like, how you shape like a Ramada Inn?
I mean, no. Some people like women shaped like little linebackers. Some people I
Like big linebackers.
big linebackers. Some people I like tall women. I'm not ashamed of it. The taller, the better. If you can dunk,
What you call it? Power
holler
forward?
at your boy.
Isaiah, you know, we've been having this conversation. I've been over talking both of y'all, but we've been talking mainly. Shannon, please come in. You know, let us have it. Multiple fronts.
What was the question?
No, just the stuff that we were just talking about. I know that you were.
Actually, what I was thinking was this, because Isaiah is saying every woman is a 10 in somebody's eyes, and you said that the how dare she kind of thing or whatever, asking about like what this girl looked like. The question popped up, and this is kind of a side kind of bunny trail thing. I think one of the things that we really need to talk about or explore later is there anyone who back in the day didn't want you, but then you came up with the way, you know, your physique, you know, your visuals or whatever came up, and then you want to talk about stories, right? Story time. I'd like to hear about that. Like if anybody ever circled back around and was just like, you know what? I was wrong. Oh, it's so good to see you. Maybe we should hang out sometime. Anyway, that's all I was thinking.
How about you, Shannon? Everybody circled up on you?
Oh yeah,
Who?
totally.
Ooh, talk
me
that
about
talk. Again, talk that talk.
Why would
I like that.
anybody? Why would
Why
anybody?
would anybody? I mean,
I mean,
okay,
can I finish
whatever.
my statement? Why would
Okay.
anybody first not want to date you.
Just to
then
let you
circle
know,
back
before you
around.
did that, he was gonna start with why.
I
Why
know,
would
right?
anybody-
Oh yeah, I
And
know.
I
And
appreciate
then
the
I
fact
had
that you would do
to, and
that.
then he like
And I appreciate the fact that you made him adjust.
right because
I'm not
Just better.
pivoting. I said what I said. Why would anybody not date you, Shannon?
I don't know, but don't ask that question because then people are gonna be like, Isaiah, what about you and Shannon? And then you'll have to go in the comments and be like,
How
gross.
disgusted
Yeah,
the both of you are, which is impressive. It's impressive that you two are so disgusted by the idea. Like
I'm
genuinely.
not disgusted. I'm like, that's
There
my
you are.
friend. I
There
don't
you
date
are.
my friends.
Or
Or who? I don't date my friends. I love my friends too much because I'm Captain Petty. If, for example, if me and Shannon date and don't work out, I never want to see you again.
Captain Petty.
That
I like it.
but
what if Shannon looked like your dream woman?
and I'm this close to her, and we're like,
You've been like, nah.
I'm like, no, I don't want to lose a good friend. Like, if a woman, like, going back to the original question, like, would I allow a woman to circle back around after she seen me do something, she get to know me better?
Right.
If I get a vibe that she's not interested, Captain Petty always gonna appear like, oh, you ain't want me back then. Now I'm hot. Now you all on me. Mike Jones, you Mike Jones in me? I'm good. I'm good on that. Unless the Lord changes my heart.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, Petty, like, I'm still the same Isaiah. Like, because sometimes in our friend circle, only reason they want to circle back around because their original interest didn't work out.
Yep.
And so they're like,
Exactly.
oh, let me try this one guy that was paying me attention. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm the same Isaiah the first go round. You made your choice, which is, I think, wrong of me. I shouldn't be so petty.
But is that one of the reasons why we're single? Because me, I'm always just like, it's more of an ego boost for me. Even if somebody low key like circles back around, I'm just like, oh, I know. But, it's not going to happen again. But now I'm trying to circle back around. And he's just like, I feel like, oh, I'm sad. I should have said yes to more people. But anyway, do you feel like that maybe that's why you're single? Is because you're petty?
Partly, but the right woman, circle back around, I'd be all up on that. But
what if the person who went on the missions trip, something happened and the person that she ended up marrying, like, God forbid something bad happened and they circle back around?
Whoa, hold on. Not even bad happened. Let's just say that she initiates a divorce.
I'm gonna be honest.
Stop lying.
Ew.
Okay, because you're going to be honest now. You asked it before. So
Yeah.
quit lying all the other times, please,
Okay.
sir. Okay.
Because when I was pursuing this person, I was like in a trance. My friends couldn't tell me nothing. They tried. Shannon tried. Brian, everybody I knew, like, man, I don't see it, Isaiah. I don't see what you see in this woman.
There you go. Verbatim.
Yes.
It's like, what?
So
You get bored so easily.
So when I cut ties with that person, I shook out of it. I'm like, whoa.
You did.
What did I just almost do? Why did I invest a year and a half of my life doing this?
And a lot of money.
And you gave some dope gifts, boy. I remember that one.
The
when you
the
came with that-
basket?
Oh, I was like, bro, I gotta remember to do this.
I mean,
I don't-
Oh,
don't-
man. I
It was
gotta
so
remember to steal
biblical,
this.
too. It was so biblical.
Oh,
I was
man.
like, oh, my goodness.
Please.
God bless. God bless
So,
She got herself a good one.
but, so I'm like, when I got out of that trance, I'm like, I don't want no parts of it. I'm moving on with my life. But now, it's got to be somebody special to get me put that much effort for it. I got to feel like, man, I really have to show how much I care, So that's where I'm at.
Wasn't a yes or a no, but it was an answer, and I appreciate that. So let's see if we can get back to kind of wrapping this up, putting a bow on it, because a lot of this stuff that we kind of took a tangent on will probably be in future shows anyway. God bringing the wrong person into your life. What are your final thoughts on that?
What I think is that I don't know that. I think God allows people to come in your life. And I wrote down some examples because I was just like, I know, again, we've talked about this before, but I was sort of thinking about really, really thinking about it and just like, okay, well, think about all the precarious situations that God allowed, like in the Bible. We didn't have to go anywhere else, but like Eve, look at Adam and Eve. Like he knew that Eve was going to do what she did, right? But God allowed all of that, and then he made a way. Like he knew that Eve was going to talk to the snake. He knew that. He knew that Jacob was not going to want Leah. Was she the wrong person? I mean, Judah, like she's Jesus' great grandmother.
She understood the assignment.
I mean, there's Satan and Job, like God allowed that. Satan and Jesus, you know, the scenario of David and the census. So I'm thinking, like, you know, I mean, good grief. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Look at, was it Nabal? Remember Nabal and Abigail?
Yeah.
I mean, like, she probably couldn't avoid that, but he was obviously the wrong person. I mean, he almost caused all of them to get chopped down by David, you know, because he had such a foolish, you know, attitude. So I don't know. I think it's what you do with it. I think, you know, it's a fallen world, and God allows us to come into contact with the wrong person. Now, do you have to marry that person? I think that's one of the biggest decisions you could ever make. And so I think that it definitely, you know, takes some, you know, prayer and supplication and fasting. Yeah. But, you know, I do believe that God lets you make those decisions because of free will. That's just me.
I want to say, it reminds me of a situation in my own life. I was in a relationship with the wrong person, and I believe God made it so hard for me to be with this person, but I had to have her. A different person, one of my first relationships. And I had to consciously go outside God's will to be with this person. Mm-hmm. I feel like sometimes the wrong people for committed relationships are in your life, but in doing so you can learn something. But I don't believe it's ordained. God is not one to tempt people, but he is one to test people. Mm-hmm. And I feel like in a relationship with God, he reveals to you what a relationship with this person can be. Mm-hmm. So I believe the wrong people are in your life to marry or be in a romantic relationship with them, but you're knowing them for a reason, you know. So I don't know if that answers any of the questions. But
I was going to say, but you know what? One thing I want us, I know we're tying this up because, you know, we're getting to the end of the conversation, but I would really like to talk about one day, what is the difference? You know, because God does test, you know, but God does not tempt. Like, what is the difference? Like, what does the difference in practical terms look like? I would really like to talk about that, you know, at some point. But anyway.
So I authored another question. Whoa, I'm just...
Actually, I formulated it.
You are the podcast.
Just tell him he is the part. You are the podcast.
Ooh, I like that.
You are the podcast.
I'm just a humble servant. Okay.
Okay.
TBD podcast starring Isaiah Johnson III.
And the rest of us.
Yeah.
And we also have if you want to contact us and get involved or want to contribute your point of view to anything we ever talking about, you can always reach us with a phone number.
Oh, I thought you were going to spit it. That's why
I don't know.
That's why I pulled it up real quick, and I was like, let me make sure.
I'm not stepping on
Area code 904-513-8597.
And that's Shannon's personal phone number. Make sure you call and holler at my girl.
You will be sorely disappointed if you think that's my personal phone number.
I thought you were being honest.
I didn't say that time. I didn't say I'm going to be honest. I'll tell you when I'm going to be honest.
You want me to be honest? No.
I'm a kidder.
Also, y'all, you can email us at tbdjacks@gmail.com.
There we go.
And I don't read emails, so that's not my job.
So you can say whatever you want to about Isaiah. It'll be our secret.
No, it won't. She will make sure to share that. Trust
Happily
me, guys.
So.
Say what
Happily.
you want.
I'll put it up there.
But it will not be a secret between you and Shannon. All right. Well, hey, man, another really good discussion. Can't wait till we do it again. We'll be back again next week. This has been the TBD podcast for Shannon, Isaiah. I'm Brian. We'll see you again soon.
All right.
Was that your whoa?